You know, sometimes in life you're going to run into some problems and some obstacles that appear to be curses, but God will always turn them into a blessing if you just turn around and come back to Him. Even though you make mistakes, even though you face problems and difficulty, it doesn't make any difference. Even though you don't understand a lot of things, you got to trust Him when you can't trace Him and keep acknowledging His word. You know, there's a story in the Bible that's just awesome, gives us an awesome example of that. You know, Job was a very wealthy man, one of the wealthiest men of his time, and he had cattle, he had land, he had 10 kids. I guess you can say he really had it going on to a certain extent, and everything just seemed to be going right for Job. And all of a sudden Satan comes in and kills, to kill, steal, and destroy. He killed all of his kids, took all of his land, put boils on him, sores on him. His wife even told him to curse God and die. But I want you to know that old Job, he held fast to the faith even in the curse. Even while he was in the curse, he was inheriting the promises of God. You know, Hebrews, I think in 6th chapter said that God is not unjust to forget the things that you do. And if you continue to have faith, that even in the suffering, you're inheriting the promises of God. I tell you, Job suffered, he suffered, he suffered. And I asked myself, I said, Lord, how did Satan even get in the car with Job? He said, because Job said this, and it's right there in the 3rd chapter of Job. He said, the things that I feared came upon me, the troubles that I feared. So he had to be thinking that something bad was going to happen to him. He had to be thinking that he would lose everything. And it says, a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And I want you to know that Job lost everything and that he went through the suffering. It seemed like it was the end, but this curse is about to turn into a blessing. And then he came back to God and he prayed for his friends, and he asked for forgiveness and just turned this whole situation around. So sometime when you do something and you're moving in the wrong direction, fear comes in and you lose everything, I want to tell you that's not the end. I want to tell you at the end, Job got 10 times more than he had before, and 10 new children too. I want to tell you, God can replace anything that you lost, any problem, any difficulty that you face. It's not the end. He wants to take the curse and turn it into a blessing. And he says this, I'm going to say this to you on the way out the door, that he's not unjust to forget all the good things that you did. Just keep going, keep believing, and have faith like those men and women of old. And he said, even in the suffering, you're inheriting the promises of God. I tell you, it reminds me of going through the valley of the shadow of death, and the table's already set up for victory. So no matter what your situation is, or how you fall in line with Job, your victory table is already in place, and God has the perfect plan for your life. He's going to use everything that worked against you for your good. God bless you.